I never imagined the person I trusted the most could betray me like this. My mother sold my house, without telling me, without asking me, and without a hint of remorse. I walked into what I thought was a normal day and found my entire life flipped upside down. The shock, the anger, and the disbelief hit me all at once, but what came next would completely change the course of our family, and teach her a lesson she would never forget. Little did she know, the judge was about to change everything. I first realized something was wrong when I tried to log into my online property account to pay the mortgage. The screen said the house was under a new owner. My heart sank. I thought, there must be some mistake. I immediately called my mother, hoping it was a simple error. But her calm, almost smug tone on the other end made my stomach drop. She admitted it. She had sold the house. And she didn't even bother to tell me until after the fact. Apparently, she needed the money for her own expenses and decided that since she was my mother, she could do whatever she wanted. Every argument I'd ever had with her flashed before my eyes. The trust one had in her, the countless sacrifices I thought she'd respected, they didn't mean a thing. I spent hours going over the paperwork she had forged. My name was nowhere to be found, yet she had signed it off as though I had approved. The more I read, the angrier I got. I realized this wasn't just betrayal, it was theft. But how could I fight back? My own mother had underestimated one thing: I wasn't going to let her get away with this. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept imagining her smiling as she handed over the keys to the buyer, thinking she had outsmarted me. I felt humiliated, powerless, and heartbroken all at once. My family, the ones I had always turned to for guidance, were divided. Some thought I was overreacting, others quietly supported me, but none could fully grasp how deeply I felt betrayed. The anger wasn't just about the money or the property, it was about the audacity. The sheer entitlement. The fact that someone so close could disregard me so completely. I replayed every memory, every interaction, searching for signs that might have warned me. But there was nothing. She had been careful, calculating, and cruel in the most intimate way. And then came the moment of clarity. I realized that anger alone wouldn't fix this. I needed action. I needed justice. I had to show her that her betrayal had consequences. This wasn't about revenge for the sake of revenge, this was about setting the record straight and reclaiming what was mine. I couldn't let fear or hesitation control me. I had to act, and I had to act fast before the sale became permanent. I contacted a lawyer the very next morning. He was shocked as I laid out the situation. "Your mother sold your house without your consent?" he asked. I nodded, trying to keep my composure, but my voice trembled. He explained the legal options, challenging the sale based on fraud, forgery, and lack of consent. Suddenly, I felt a glimmer of hope. We filed the case immediately. I had to testify, gather documents, and prove that she had acted unilaterally. Each meeting with the lawyer was a mix of frustration and determination. I couldn't believe that someone I had trusted with my entire life would now be the person I had to fight in court. My mother, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. She smiled whenever she thought I wasn't looking, confident that her plan had worked. The day of the hearing arrived, and I felt my stomach twist into knots. Sitting in that courtroom, I saw the buyer, my mother, and her lawyer. The judge entered, and I immediately felt the weight of what was at stake. I presented the evidence, my voice steady despite the emotional whirlwind inside me. I explained how the sale was unauthorized, and how my mother had forged my signature. Then, the judge asked her to respond. For the first time, I saw fear flash across her face. She hadn't expected to be confronted in such a formal, undeniable way. Every excuse, every justification crumbled under scrutiny. I realized then that justice wasn't just a word, it was a tangible force I had invoked, and it was stronger than any betrayal. The judge ruled in my favor. The sale was declared null and void, and the house was returned to my name. The buyer had to relinquish possession, and my mother faced legal consequences for her actions. I remember feeling a strange mix of relief and triumph as the words were read aloud. Every sleepless night, every anxious moment leading up to this had been worth it. Seeing my mother's reaction was surreal. Her smug confidence had evaporated, replaced with disbelief and panic. She tried to argue, tried to explain herself, but the law was clear. I had every right to the property, and her betrayal was unforgivable. In that moment, I didn't feel vengeance, I felt vindication. I felt the power of standing up for myself, even against someone who was supposed to protect me. After the courtroom drama, life slowly returned to normal. But things had changed forever. The bond with my mother was broken, trust shattered, and respect lost. I had won the house back, but the emotional scars remained. I learned that some battles are necessary, not just for material gain, but to reclaim dignity and self-respect. Most importantly, I realized that no one, not even a parent, has the right to undermine your life. Justice isn't always instant, but it comes when you're willing to fight for it, and sometimes, it arrives in ways people least expect. Looking back, I've come to understand the deeper lessons this experience taught me. Family isn't always about love and trust, it can sometimes be about betrayal and entitlement. You can't control how others behave, but you can control how you respond. Standing up for myself wasn't easy, but it was necessary. I also realized the importance of being proactive. I had never imagined I would need to fight my own mother in court, but because I took action, I reclaimed my home and my dignity. This experience strengthened me in ways I couldn't have anticipated. I want anyone listening to know this: betrayal hurts, but it doesn't have to define you. Taking a stand, seeking justice, and protecting what's yours is a powerful form of self-respect. And sometimes, karma, legal or otherwise, arrives when you least expect it. In the end, my mother learned a harsh lesson about trust, boundaries, and consequences. The house is back where it belongs, and I proved that no one, not even family, can take what's rightfully yours without accountability. I'm left with the reminder that justice isn't just a concept, it's something you can pursue, fight for, and achieve. Betrayal may hurt, but standing up for yourself is liberating. And trust me, the judge has a way of making even the most confident betrayals backfire.